In this video, we're going to take a look at the new Facebook Pixel event setup tool by Facebook without Google Tag Manager. All and more coming up. Hey there, Measure Geeks, Julian here, back with another video for you. We are actually live taking a first look at the new Facebook Pixel event setup tool. Long name for something that makes the setup process of a Facebook Pixel very simple. Now, you might have known that Facebook is developing their Pixel forward all the time, and that's why we are always seeing new features, which is great. And over the last few years, they have added some auto tracking features. So you might know that if you have set up the Facebook Pixel and haven't set up any events with Google Tag Manager, then you might get suggestions for these auto events that they track. Which is quite interesting and makes it obviously very, very easy. But now they have implemented a new tool that lets us set up events specifically with a new interface. And we actually don't have to use Google Tag Manager to do it. So I want to find out if this is really easy to do, first of all. Second, if it will replace Google Tag Manager. And maybe find some downfalls. I haven't really looked at this tool yet. So this will be my first look, my first impression. So let's dive into this right now. Here we are in Facebook, and in the Facebook, I already have my Pixel. That's something you need to install. So I have my Facebook Pixel code that I have copied into Google Tag Manager, and it's now deployed on my Facebook account in my demo shop. So we have the page view and the Facebook Pixel deployed. You need to have this obviously to set up. Now, if you want to set up any kind of button clicks, if the user clicks on this button, how would you do this in Google Tag Manager? It's pretty straightforward, and we have a lot of tutorials on that. But Facebook has brought out a new tool that lets you set up new events. Whatever that means, I don't know if it's properly worded here, but you can set up Facebook with the event setup tool. That's what it's called. Or you can install the manual tool. This will just take you back to the options that you had before, and you get your code that you have to install. But we actually want to go and utilize this Facebook event setup tool. And this works through the Facebook Pixel itself. So we can enter here our URL. In our case, that would be our demo shop. And then we open up our website, and apparently it puts the Facebook Pixel into special mode, like the preview and debug mode. And then it will show us a little window up here, the Facebook event setup window. So I don't have, well, I have the Facebook Pixel helper installed, but this is not part of the of an extension. This is part of the actual Facebook Pixel. It deploys it through the Facebook Pixel. And now what I can do is I can track a new button, for example, and it will highlight all the different buttons that it sees on the page. Not really sure what those are, but what if I wanted to track this button, add to cart, and it says, yes, you can now set up an event with this add to cart click. What is it? It is an add to cart click. And we can confirm this, and now it will look through the page and actually see all of the different add to cart buttons. So pretty neat. And all we need to do is finish the setup, and we have it all set up. Now I don't want to rate this right now. And now it should be set up. I can now test the event by going into the test mode, and let's click on the add to cart button and see if this shows up right here. It's already here. The add to cart was tracked with the event setup tool. And what did it pick up? The URL and the trigger click button with text add to cart. So this is the kind of the trigger inside of the new Facebook events tool. Let's do another one. Let's see if we can track. Let's go back and see if we can track our contact us form. And let's go ahead and set up a new event with the event Pixel tool, event setup tool. Not quite sure about the naming yet. And let's put this in here and open the website. Here we go. Let's wait. We want to, well, it says here track a new button, or you can track a new URL. So if somebody lands on the page as an event, I'm not quite sure. This is something that you can do anyways inside of the Facebook pixel already to set up a custom conversion based on a URL. But what if I wanted to track this send button? This is our add payment info. No. Complete a registration. Contact. Let's go with contact. Confirm this. Finish setup. And let's test this event. Maybe I need to reload. Not really sure. What it does in the background is probably the same thing that we do in Google Tag Manager. Now, I'd be interested if there's any extra information picked up. So let's send this off. And this is submitted, and we have our contact. And we can see advanced matching parameters were found. So the first name and the email will be transferred to the Facebook pixel. But other than that, there's no extra information within the tool itself. So it's really just for the button click, not something that is like a form submit trigger, which we have in Tag Manager. Another thing that I would like to try out is, let's go ahead and make a failed attempt of submitting a form and then seeing whether this is picked up correctly. Let's say we don't have an email address. Okay, and now we're gonna send this off. Yeah, we get a new contact form right here. So you would be theoretically tracking twice if the user would now go in and put in his new field name. Now, obviously, this is really just clicks, button clicks, link clicks, clicks on certain elements of the page. It's not something that you can specify even closer. It's not something that you can pick up more information with and send extra information with your click. And it's also not something that will replace, for example, a form submit trigger to see if the form really converted. But other than that, it's a quite nifty tool. I think that's great that they have built us into the Facebook pixel itself. It obviously replaces very slight bit of the functionality of Google Tag Manager, because you don't have to go and set this up with another tool if you have the Facebook pixel installed already. You might need to still utilize something like Google Tag Manager, because you will need to be able, you can do much more with Google Tag Manager, obviously, if you have custom events and custom parameters that you feed into your events. Other than that, it really shows, again, this tool is bringing together a lot of the complexities of tracking deployment, which previously was JavaScript, now has been then upgraded to a tool like Google Tag Manager, where you have an abstraction and you can define triggers and rules and so on, make tracking very sophisticated, to another abstraction, which is now built into the Facebook pixel, which gives you a visual interface that doesn't require any code. You nearly don't really know what needs to be happening in the background, but that is where the tracking probably falls apart. There will be many cases where you're thinking, is this really tracking twice? Is this really accurate? And once you want to ask yourself your questions, then you probably go and figure out that it would be easier to do this with Google Tag Manager. So anybody who is really already knowledgeable about Google Tag Manager and how to track button clicks, and once you have learned it, it's really easy to do, you probably will not use this tool. For everyone else out there that makes it that doesn't have any experience with Tag Manager, doesn't want to know anything about it, doesn't want to know anything about a plugin that you can install for WordPress, which would be also very easy, to just go in and track this button. Yes, you can do this now with the Events Manager. And possibly if you don't have access to the website itself to install new codes or to Google Tag Manager, you could obviously do this if you just had access to Facebook and the Facebook ads account. So in the end, a really easy tool, but for everybody who needs more custom events, custom parameters, tracking form submits correctly, or scrolls or any other interactions, this might be a bit limiting tool. But who knows? Facebook is always developing this further, so we'll see what they come up with in the next iteration. All right, I hope you liked this little short first look at this new Facebook Pixel Helper setup tool. If you like this video, then give us a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel, because we do these live streams, first looks from time to time, but really we bring out new videos every week. Now, my name is Julian. See you in the next one.